up, everybody? Drive through N5 here, making another video. I'm actually making a motovlog video. I actually got a GoPro mount and helmet, and my GoPro setup is good to go. So I'm trying this out for the first time here. I don't have a mic adapter for the GoPro, but I'm doing some voiceover with another device. Hopefully this works out good until I get an actual mic adapter for the GoPro. I'm using a GoPro Hero 6 for this motovlog. So in today's video I'm gonna be talking about financial freedom and what that means to me. Pretty much having financial freedom, in my opinion, is having a source of income which is sufficient for you while not having to work full-time. I work full-time, 40 hours a week, and I make decent amount of money, but I by no means consider myself to have financial freedom because of the fact that I spend so much time working, and the best part of the day really is spent with me at work. If I had financial freedom, I would be having a few sources of income pretty much, which would be sufficient for me to do things I like to do, like going out for a motorcycle ride. I don't have enough time because of work and work associated things. Also, outside of work, I gotta do things that really kind of takes your whole day away. If you're working 8 or more hours a day. I feel like having a lot of money does not necessarily mean that you have financial freedom if you're still a slave and working 40 hours a week. You could have $1 million, and if you still have to work 40 hours a week, I feel like you're still not at that level where you have financial freedom. I feel like you have to have a source of income while being able to do things you like to do pretty much all the time, while at the same time getting incomes. I said incomes in plural. Me, for myself, I currently have 5 sources of income, and I still don't consider myself to have financial freedom because of the fact that I am obligated to be at my job 40 hours a week. I'm a physical therapist, and I'm always working. I feel like I'm always at my full-time job. I also work per diem jobs. That's mainly on weekends. That's my second source of income. Those two, well, the full-time job pretty much is what kind of kills the whole financial freedom thing for me, because it takes so much of my time that I'm kind of in the same category as somebody who makes half of what I make, because of the fact that we both spend 40 hours a week there or more. So my second source of income is doing per diem physical therapy, kind of like my side jobs. I have a few facilities that I work at as needed, per diem physical therapy. So that's my second source of income. My third source of income is I buy and sell a lot of things. I do a lot of bartering. That keeps me busy also. My fourth source of income is interest from banks. Having a certain balance in the bank allows you to get monthly interest, which can be pretty nice. It really helps with not letting your money depreciate so much. In 5 years, if you have a lot of money in the bank and it just sits there, that really depreciates. But if you have a good interest, good bank account with interest, that really helps with counteracting the whole inflation process and money losing its value. My fifth source of income is my YouTube that I'm doing here. I have currently, it's summer of 2019, and I'm not even making 150 a month on YouTube, but that's my fifth source of income, and I hope that that expands. But even though it's not really doing so well, I'm still grinding it out with YouTube videos. Sometimes I'm less active with it, but hopefully that catches up. But yeah, that's my 5 sources of income, and even with the 5, I still don't consider myself having financial freedom because of the fact that I pretty much have to work 40 hours a week, which is, it kind of, for me, kills the whole financial freedom thing. Oh look, talking about financial freedom, and there goes a homeless guy with a shopping cart. In a way, he has more freedom than I do. He doesn't have to work 40 hours. He can do something completely random with his day, whereas someone like me who's working all the time, I gotta, I'm pretty much a slave to the system in a way, with working 40 hours a week. I googled what does it mean to be rich one time, and I think it said however much money you have now, if you double that, that's what would be considered rich. But I don't feel like that's at all the case for me. If I had double the money I have now and I still worked 40 hours a week like I do, I feel like my situation would be completely the same as it is now. So I don't feel like that's the answer to having financial freedom. Now, how might I achieve financial freedom? I think that I would achieve financial freedom if I took my other sources of income besides my full-time job and in a way boosted my revenue with my other jobs, excluding my full-time job, because the full-time job is really, you're literally selling your time. You're being paid for your time there, especially if you're getting paid per hour like I am. You're literally trading your age for money in a way. When you are not working full-time and per hour, it's kind of like a completely different way to look at it. My other jobs besides my full-time job, that's not even work to me. It's just like passive income in a way for me, which I like. Because of my full-time job, I feel like I don't have a lot of time to ride, and I love motorcycles. I love being outside. I have a blast, especially if a bike has a nice exhaust like this Triumph I'm riding right now. It has a British Customs exhaust. It just roars to life when you start it, and when you give it throttle, it really makes a nice sound. I don't know how well my GoPro is picking up the sound, but I really like the sound of this bike. I'm not really into cruisers as much. I'm more a sport bike kind of guy, but this bike is really fun and handles well too. What kind of things would I want to do with my free time if I didn't work full time, 40 plus hours a week? Well, I like motorcycles, cars. I like to work out. I like to go on vacations. I feel like all of this stuff with the best hours of the day with me working, I work 8 out from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., which I believe are the best hours of the day to do what you got to do. With me being there 5 days a week, it just kind of completely kills my hobbies, and I sometimes have time for the gym, but if I reduced my hours in my full-time job, that would greatly improve my other things that would contribute to having financial freedom for me, which is stuff to do with my hobbies. If I had more time, I'd check out bikes, cars, I'd be at the gym more, I'd have more vacations. A lot of time my family goes on vacations without me because I'm kind of like a slave to the system with my job. Um, I'm always working. The full-time 40 hours a week thing is just a killer for your financial freedom. There's no way you have financial freedom if you're working 40 hours a week for somebody else. That's the way I look at it. All right, I'm back after my little ride. I'm just doing this pretty much to hear how my voice sounds after riding, how it sounds without the engine and exhaust sounds. My first time using a GoPro, especially with a helmet mount. I like this Triumph. I've ridden the competition from the Japanese bikes, the Kawasaki Vulcan 900 and the Yamaha V-Star 950, and this feels a lot lighter than those two bikes. It's about 50 pounds lighter, but for some reason it feels better balanced. I don't know. If you like this video, give me a like and subscribe.